Hello, I'm Jordan Henderson, and today I'll be going over my Tableau assignment and the charts I created. Starting with the first chart is the average weekly wage by county. I have a map here showing our counties in the greater Tampa Bay area, and it's split up by wage. Starting off with Pinellas, you can see it's at 406 and 296. I believe Pinellas is the biggest one. Pasco is 346,836 for a weekly average. And then Hernando is 299,919. I chose to sort them by color too, just so that you can kind of see each one and their differences as well. Starting with the second chart, I have the difference in weekly wages among industries. And I have my answer to the question down here about how the difference that was made between the industries. The thing I did notice was obviously industry code 72 was the lowest when I put this in Tableau, and 22 was the highest. And it's a pretty significant margin. The weekly wage really broke up between the two, and you kind of see the differences kind of with this chart. That's why I kind of picked this one over doing something different. And I also broke this down in the color a little bit too, just to kind of show you on the side how I have the high and low to give you kind of a range. All right. And then for this chart, this is the relationship between weekly wage and the appointment level. So with this one, there's no relationship. That's what I came up with between the average employment level and average weekly wage. Um, Honestly, the correlation was close to zero. That's what suggested that the industries or counties with more employees do not necessarily pay. Sorry, I meant to pull this up. Do not pay higher wages. They don't get paid higher wages. And large employers often operate in low paying industries such as retail or hospitality, while smaller industries requiring specialized skills may pay a lot higher wages. That will show you the biggest differences you see here in the numbers as well. All right, and then the relationship between the number of establishments and weekly wage. So I also didn't see too much of a relationship here between the number of establishments and average weekly wage. The correlation was almost the same as the last chart I got, which just shows that the counties with more businesses do not necessarily have higher wages. A higher number of establishments often it shows a larger local economy, but the wages depend more on the types of industries and skill levels of the jobs rather than the supply of how many businesses are in that area. And with this one, I also broke it down in by county. So you have Hernando at the bottom, then Pasco, Pinellas, and then of course Hillsborough is the most by a lot, way bigger area than the other three. And that is the breakdown of my charts. Thank you